a series of cartoons that began here in Kansas City. Walt realized he had to start fresh. He had to come up with something new to try to save the studio, to try to keep Laugh-O-Gram afloat for a little while longer. The idea that he had was to put a live-action character in a cartoon world. Alice's Cartoonland was the first installment, and that was made largely here in Kansas City.
You know, some people had put a cartoon against a live-action background, but here's Walt putting an entire cartoon world around a live actor.
And that was new and innovative, and that was impressive, and people hadn't seen that before. But to think that Walt Disney, working here with almost no resources, could not only come up with that concept, but execute it. I mean, he did a very good job.
It's fascinating. This is 1923. This is 25 years before Song of the South, 50 years before Roger Rabbit. It was the very nature of what the Walt Disney Cartoon Studio was. It was a story that you can take all the things around you and you can create something beautiful. And he did it in Kansas City. Just a few years later, he will be the first to put sound. A couple of years later, he'll be the first to do Technicolor cartoons. A couple of years later after that, he's going to be the first to do a feature-length film. And it goes on, and it goes on, and it goes on.
What if he'd been able to really get his foothold here in Kansas City? If that had happened, it is not at all far-fetched to believe that Kansas City would today be the center of animated filmmaking for the entire country, the entire world. That is something that could very easily